Welcome, everyone. Today we are going to explore something extremely powerful: how to take control of your thoughts. Many people believe their biggest challenges come from outside sources, such as other people, difficult situations, bad luck, or circumstances beyond their control. But the truth goes much deeper than that. The greatest battles in life are not happening outside of you. They are happening inside your mind. Every day, thousands of thoughts pass through your brain. Some of these thoughts give you strength. Others weaken your confidence. Some push you forward, while others quietly pull you backward. The truth is simple. Your thoughts shape your life. If your thinking is filled with fear, doubt, anger, and negativity, your life will gradually reflect those patterns. But when your thoughts become calm, focused, and constructive, your life begins to shift in meaningful ways. The problem is that most people never learn how to guide their thinking. They allow their mind to run freely, like a machine without direction. Their thoughts jump to worries about the future. They replay mistakes from the past. They compare themselves to others. They create unnecessary stress and fear. And because they never learn to manage their thinking, their thoughts begin to control them. However, the moment you learn to guide your thoughts, everything starts to change. Your confidence improves. Your decisions become clearer. Your emotions become more stable. And your life begins moving in a more positive direction. In this lesson, we will explore powerful habits that help you take control of your mind. These habits may seem simple at first, but when practiced consistently, they can transform the way you think. So stay engaged until the end, because the final ideas will show you how to train your brain to work with you instead of against you. And as you listen, you are also naturally improving your English. If you enjoy learning and growing, continue practicing regularly and stay consistent. Lesson 1: Awareness. You cannot control something if you are not aware of it. Imagine trying to fix a problem that you cannot see. It would be impossible. The same principle applies to your thoughts. Most people are not aware of what is happening inside their mind. Thoughts appear automatically, and people react to them without questioning them. For example, a negative thought may appear: I am not good enough. Instead of examining it, the person believes it immediately. Then another thought appears: everyone else is better than me. Again, it is accepted as truth. Over time, these thoughts create emotions like insecurity, fear, and self-doubt. A thought is simply a mental event. It is not automatically a fact. Your brain produces thoughts constantly, just as your heart beats continuously. But that does not mean every thought deserves your attention. Awareness means stepping back and observing your thoughts instead of reacting instantly. When a negative thought appears, instead of accepting it immediately, you notice it. You might say to yourself, "That is interesting. My mind just created a negative thought." This small moment of awareness creates distance between you and the thought. Instead of being controlled by the thought, you become the observer. This is powerful because when you observe your thinking, you begin to recognize patterns. You may notice that your mind often worries about the future. You may see that it criticizes you frequently. You may observe that it constantly compares you to others. Once you become aware of these patterns, you can begin changing them. Awareness gives you the ability to pause before reacting. Instead of letting thoughts control your emotions, you start choosing your response. Think of awareness like turning on a light in a dark room. Before the light is on, nothing is clear. But once the light appears, everything becomes visible. Awareness works the same way in your mind. When you begin paying attention to your thoughts, you start understanding how your mind operates. And once you understand it, you can begin directing it. That is why awareness is the foundation of mental control. Before you can change your thinking, you must first notice it. The moment you start observing your thoughts, you take the first step toward becoming the master of your mind instead of being controlled by it. Lesson 2: Reading. One of the most effective ways to guide your thoughts is through reading. Many people underestimate the power of books. They think reading is only about gaining information, but in reality, it does something much deeper. It reshapes your thinking. Every day, your mind is influenced by what, hear, and consume. If someone spends hours watching negative content or listening to toxic conversations, their mind absorbs that negativity. Their thoughts become anxious, scattered, and unfocused. But when you read meaningful books, something different happens. Books introduce new ideas. They challenge your perspective. They expose your mind to the knowledge and experience of others. For example, if you read about discipline, your mind begins to understand how disciplined people think. You start noticing patterns. You realize that success often comes from consistent effort, not sudden motivation. Gradually, these ideas begin influencing your own thinking. Books allow you to learn from the experiences of others. Instead of making every mistake yourself, you can gain insight from people who have already gone through similar journeys. Reading also slows your mind down. It trains your brain to focus deeply. Instead of jumping between distractions, your mind learns how to concentrate. And concentration is essential for controlling your thoughts. Another benefit is that reading replaces negative thinking. With constructive thinking, your mind cannot remain empty. It will always be filled with something. So the question becomes, what are you feeding it? If you fill your mind with meaningful ideas and useful knowledge, your thinking becomes stronger. Better thoughts lead to better actions, and better actions lead to a better life. Reading is not just a hobby, it is mental training. It strengthens your ability to think clearly, focus deeply, and understand life more effectively. Even a few pages each day can gradually transform your mindset. Lesson 3: Meditation. Another powerful way to manage your thoughts is meditation. Many people misunderstand this practice. They think meditation means stopping all thoughts, but that is not the goal. Meditation is about learning to observe your thoughts calmly. Your mind constantly produces thoughts. Some are useful, some are negative, and some are random. The issue is that most people react to every thought immediately. If a negative thought appears, they believe it. If an angry thought appears, they react. If a fearful thought appears, they panic. Meditation teaches you that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. When you sit quietly and focus on your breathing, thoughts will still appear. Your mind may jump between past and future. But instead of reacting, you simply notice the thoughts and gently return your attention to your breath. This practice trains your mind to stay calm. Instead of being pulled in every direction, your thinking becomes steady. Over time, this creates strong mental control. For example, if something makes you angry, an untrained mind reacts immediately. But a trained mind notices the emotion, pauses, and then chooses how to respond. That pause gives you power. Meditation builds discipline, reduces stress, increases awareness, and helps your mind remain calm even in difficult situations. Even a few minutes each day can gradually change your mental state. Lesson 4: Gratitude. Gratitude may seem simple, but it has a powerful effect on your thinking. The human brain naturally focuses on problems. This helped humans survive in the past, but in modern life it can create negativity. Your mind constantly looks for what is wrong. It remembers failures and compares your life to others. Over time, this creates negative thinking patterns. Gratitude interrupts this pattern. It trains your mind to notice what is good in your life. At any moment, your mind can focus on what is missing or what you already have. The direction you choose shapes your thinking. If you practice gratitude daily, your focus shifts. You begin noticing progress, opportunities, and positive moments. This reduces stress, increases optimism, and strengthens your mental resilience. A simple habit is to reflect on a few things you are grateful for each day. Over time, this trains your brain to look for positive meaning. Lesson 5. Journaling. Writing your thoughts is another powerful tool. Many people carry countless thoughts in their mind, which creates confusion. When you write your thoughts down, they become clear and organized. You can see them, analyze them, and understand them better. Writing creates distance between you and your thoughts, allowing you to examine them logically. Journaling also releases emotional pressure. When you express your thoughts honestly, your mind feels lighter and clearer. Even a few minutes of writing each day can improve your mental clarity. Lesson 6. Reprogram your brain. Your brain forms patterns based on repetition. If you repeat negative thoughts, they become automatic. But your brain is flexible and can change. By repeating positive and constructive thoughts, you create new mental patterns. At first, it may feel unnatural, but with consistency, your brain begins accepting these ideas. Over time, your thinking becomes more supportive and solution-focused. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing thoughts that help you move forward. Lesson 7. Train your brain. Your mind can either support you or hold you back. When you train it, it becomes your ally. Training your brain means building mental discipline, improving focus, and choosing helpful responses. It also means protecting your mental environment and surrounding yourself with positive influences. Lesson 8. Silence. Taking a few minutes to sit in silence allows your mind to reset. Without constant noise, your thoughts become clearer and calmer. Lesson 9. Focus on yourself. Spend most of your mental energy on your own growth instead of worrying about others. This builds confidence and direction. Lesson 10. Control what enters your mind. Your thoughts are influenced by what you consume. Choose positive and meaningful input. Lesson 11. Take action. Thinking alone does not change your life. Action turns thoughts into reality. Lesson 12. Focus on one task. When you give your full attention to one activity, your mind becomes stronger and more organized. Lesson 13. The 5-second rule. When you feel hesitation, count down and act immediately. This helps you overcome delay and take control. As we conclude, remember one important truth. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. Every decision, habit, and action begins in your mind. Controlling your thoughts takes practice, but with awareness, learning, discipline, and action, you can strengthen your mind. And when your mind becomes strong, your life follows. Start today. Pay attention to your thoughts. Guide them. Train them. Because the moment you begin controlling your thoughts, you begin controlling your future.